everyone. So today I will be talking about Esperanza Rising. This is actually a really good book, and I read it with my fifth grade class. So I don't remember a whole lot, but it is a good book. So let's start. So Esperanza Rising is a book that focuses on Esperanza. She is the only daughter of a wealthy Mexican family. She follows, and after her father dies, that's what the book is about. Um, her her mother and their former household servants, they go to California. It is during the Great Depression. They have no money. They have nowhere to live. So basically, they go from being super rich and super wealthy and not needing help with things because they got their servants to being like, what do we do? Um, they do find a job. They find like an agricultural field uh to work in. It doesn't pay that much, but um it gets a little bit of a um like a oh my gosh, like an eye-opening experience is what it is about. um and I think that's good because everybody should learn. um I mean, I'm going through it right now with money stuff, and you learn that when you don't have, somebody there to help you out all the time, or you don't work all the time, or you don't have a job that pays well, like, you're going to be in the same situation. And so I like that this book follows that message a little bit. Okay, so the visual. This picture's not really good, but it does have Esperanza right here. And then it's by Munoz Ryan. She has another name. Oh, Pam Munoz Ryan. It's like covered up by the sticker. But so you can just see it looks like she's in the valley, and we have some colored mountains in the back, and she looks like she's holding some roses. And it looks like she's flying through the sky. I think this this is just her being free, and being herself. I like that this image creates that kind of like backline. Um, I mean, there's other pictures that are better, but I mean, I could see if I could find a better picture because, yeah. Okay. So, oh, oops. Okay. So this is this is the hard copy, so it's like a better, because it's a lot bluer. So it's like a lot lighter. But yeah. Okay. So, genres. Okay, so there's a lot of genres that are like within this book. So it's a novel. It's a historical fiction. Obviously because of the history that goes behind the family and what it stands for. It's a biography because we're talking about strictly about Esperanza's life. Now, we do talk about her family and what they go through as well, but because it is mainly about her journey and what happens to her after her father's death, it is mostly a biography because of that. Tragedy. Okay. So this one I added just because I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. Um, because of course I looked it up and I wanted to see like what other ones. And so this, I mean, obviously it's not fun when anybody you care about dies. And so um it's a tragedy because of her father's death, but it's also a tragedy because of her life changing, basically. She goes from being super, super wealthy, rich, having a good time in life, being, your normal teenager, to moving to California during the Great Depression, having no money, having no job, her mom having no job, um, and that's a tragedy. That's super, super hard. I can't imagine what that would be like at all. Um, okay, so my favorite quote. I would have to say that my favorite quote is, um, "I am poor, but I am rich. I have my children, a garden with roses, and I have my faith and the memory of those who have gone before me. What more is there?" So that is something that her mom says. Um, and she says it kind of in the middle-ish of the book, like after everything has happened with her husband and after they move and everything else. Um, and because I connect to it. Now, obviously, I don't come from a Mexican background or any diverse background, but that doesn't matter because anybody can feel this way. Anybody can feel like they have everything and then suddenly nothing. Um, and I I like I like how she says I am poor, but I'm also rich, because it lets us know as readers, like, it's okay to not have, you know, everything, like money wise. You don't have to have over $1,000 in your bank account to feel like you still have everything you need. Um, Money is not the only rich part of life. As long as you have the people who make you feel good about yourself and the things that make you feel good, you could be rich. You could be whoever you want to be. And then I like the memories of those who have gone before me. And the reason why I like that part of the quote is because I I have lost so many people recently that I do care about. Um, and including a lifelong friend. And I that's all we have. And it teaches us that um, that's all we need, because I mean, yeah, I can't get those people back as much as I want to, but as long as I have the memories that I've had of them, and um, like pictures and all that other stuff, I mean, yes, everybody would like to have the person back, but if we can't, memories are better than nothing. And so, yeah, basically, you don't need to be, with them 24/7 anymore to know that they're still here with you. And so that reminds me of, um, especially my friend that I just lost. So, um, that's why I chose that quote. So um, strengths of the book, I would have to say, first, compassion. It teaches us to be there for others, not just for ourselves. Um, it teaches us to put others before us. It, like I said, to appreciate what we have. A lot of people, we don't appreciate what we have or who we have in our lives a lot of the time until, like I said, until they're gone. Um, but this book, after her father dies, she learns to appreciate the life that she has. Um, she learns to not take anything or anyone for granted anymore. And I think that's a really good lesson. And I think that if we all learn it at a very young age, it helps us. It benefits us for our future. Of course, there's diversity. I don't know. I haven't read a lot of books with like diverse backgrounds, but um, obviously because it is a Mexican cultured book, and it does talk about the Great Depression, which actually happened, obviously, and everything else. I like that. I like that I get that type of background from it. Um, so I would say those are strengths. Weaknesses. Okay, so like I said, it starts out with Esperanza and her family being money rich. It starts out with them not having servants, not needing help, not looking at so and so and being like, what do we do? Um, because they had the money. She was spoiled in the beginning. Um, she had everything she wanted. Um, a family with money, big house, a big farm. I mean, servants. I mean, what teenager wouldn't want that? Um, so that ties into the whole rich thing. Um, Greediness. So not only was she a little bit greedy, but also her uncle, after her father died, he took all of their money, he took their land, because that was his brother. And so, taking your family's wealth after just because your sibling died, I mean, that's like if I took my sister's husband's money and stuff away from him and their kids because she's my sister. I mean, that's wrong. Um, so that's yeah. Um, I put no help, and what that just means is that, like I said, it all goes back to the whole her not needing help. Esperanza, because she had the money, she had all the items she needed to strive. She didn't need help in the beginning. She kind of just was standoffish like any other teenager. But again, the rest of the book really makes us think like, yeah, like if we didn't have all of this, what would we do? And I think everybody needs to learn that at some point because that's not I mean, that's something I'm having to learn now, like I've said. Because I did have food on my plate. I did have clothes, on my back because of my parents growing up. I did have a home to come back to. And now I moved and I'm in a position where I barely have money, I barely work. And it's like, so it really does open our eyes to think, wow, I should have appreciated the people I had and the things I had before my life now, because you never know when in an instant those things and people can be lost. Um, so I like that this book sends out that sort of message. So for the class setting, I would use this book in my classroom, and of course, it would be a writing prompt, but what I would have them write about is an event in their life that was hard. So, like maybe a family died or a friend died, um, whatever. They moved to a new school, moved, new, to a new neighborhood, whatever it can be. And then after just kind of summarize like what they learned from the lesson and how they overcame it. So just like Esperanza, where she went from being rich, wealthy, had lots of land, had servants, her and her mother to do their dirty work for them. She learned after she didn't have that, after her father died, to care a little bit more. She learned that living her best life doesn't mean that everything is handed to her. It means that she is able to be herself, and to find herself in new ways. And I would be interested to know, like, how they um, learn from certain lessons. Um, how did they learn to appreciate the people they have in their life and the things, by this event occurring? Um, so yeah.